All right, my friends, it is time for the latest game show, Sweeping the Nation. Time for a little trivia toast on this Veterans Day Friday. Okay, so these are all questions about our armed forces.
Okay.
The first question is going to require you to think in a chronological space, okay? So get into the tree, get into the trust tree. Okay. We all, I believe we all know the Army was the first armed service founded.
Yes.
And it just makes sense. Space Force was the last because we were all here when it happened. Okay. So in chronological order, what is the order between the Army and Space Force in chronological order? A, B, or C? Okay, so look through it. What do you think? Who do you think came after the Army? Who's just before Space Force? As John Dabkovich would say, because he's good at taking tests. You gotta rule out the one that's not right.
Well, I like that you started with a different one on each one. That helps me.
Yes.
I'm going to go with B, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force.
Okay, Code's going with B.
If John Dabkovich were here, he would say you would probably need a good Navy after you had good field troops because you need to make sure that you shore up your borders. So I was originally thinking C, Coast Guard, but I think Coast Guard would have come after Navy. So I'm going to go with Cody and go B.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like Coast Guard came after the Air Force. I feel like Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard makes sense in my head. So I'm going to say A.
Okay. So I got two B's and an A. Correct? Is that what, did I get your guesses correct?
Yes.
Okay. The answer is B.
Ah, dang it.
Good job. Yes. So I'll just run down the list. So the Army founded, now the Army, Navy, and Marines were all founded in 1775.
Okay.
Wow.
But in order, the Army was in June, Navy was in October, Marines in November. And then the Coast Guard came in not too much later, 1790. The Air Force in 1947, and then Space Force just before the pandemic.
Wow.
That's a good one. Thank you. I learned something.
Yeah,
Thank you.
right? Now, incidentally, that order, the chronological order, is not the same as, I don't want to say the word wrong, it's not preferential order, but like if all the armed forces were standing together at something,
Right.
they stand in a different order,
Yes.
which is not chronological.
Yes.
So just don't confuse that.
Okay.
Okay. Here's your second slice of toast. How many of our 46 presidents served in the U.S. military? How many actually served in the military? Was it 40, 23, or 31?
I'm going to say 31.
Okay. Dina's going with 31.
I'll go with 23.
Code says 23. Tracy's blinking.
I think it's either B or C. It's not as vogue as it used to be. Oh.
She gets real caught up.
Well, I'm playing John Dabkovich. So John wouldn't go B because he just went B prior. So he'd probably go C.
Okay.
That's what I
So you're going to go with C? If John Dabkovich were playing, he probably would say the same thing, and he would be correct. It is C,
Oh,
31.
yay!
Oh, 31.
The most recent was George W. Bush, who served